This is no longer a theory. This is a warning signal. Something quiet, something cold, something deeply unsettling is unfolding at the top of the world. Far away from Gaza, far from Ukraine, far from Taiwan, in the frozen Atlantic, Greenland we are talking about. What just got leaked changes everything here. You're watching TimesXP. My name is Rityatri and confidential Danish defense documents are out. That's right, they reveal something explosive here. The US Army has been gathering intelligence not on enemies but on its own allies. America reportedly saw detailed information on Greenland's airfields, their ports, their runways, and their military installations as well. Not weather data, not satellite images, we are talking about ground level military details. This is the kind of intelligence you collect before leverage or before pressure, or in worst case scenario, before force. In fact, Copenhagen is really shocked. Denmark did not expect this, right? Not from Washington at least, not from a NATO partner. The reaction in Copenhagen, it's angry, it's fear, disbelief. Danish officials are now asking a chilling question: why would the US need this unless it was planning something more? In the meantime, Trump's obsession with Greenland, it is growing day by day. This is not really new though. Donald Trump has openly said it before too that he wants Greenland. Not as a joke, not as a metaphor. He says Greenland is vital for the US national security, vital to counter Russia, vital to contain China here. His logic is this: whosoever controls Greenland controls the Arctic route, missile path, and future trade lines. To Trump, Greenland is not ice, it is power. And on the other side, Denmark says that absolutely not. Greenland is not for sale, not for pressure, not for any sort of threat. European allies are backing Denmark. They reject Washington's argument here. They say that security concerns do not justify spying on allies. And that's where the whole damage begins. This is tearing open NATO because NATO works on trust, and trust just cracked. If the US is secretly mapping military infrastructure of a NATO ally, what does that say about alliance unity here? In fact, behind the closed doors, European officials are asking one question: is this protection or is this preparation? And yes, then comes the tariff. As tensions rise, Washington rolls out trade pressure also. Tariffs hit key European economies. Officially, it's economics. Unofficially, it looks more like a leverage. Military interest above the Arctic. Economic pressure below the table. This is multi-layered pressure, ladies and gentlemen. But Greenland, why it is all of a sudden in the spotlight? Because that region sits where missiles pass, where submarines move, where the future Arctic economy will emerge as ice melt. It is a chessboard square that every superpower wants. Russia is expanding Arctic bases, China is investing quietly, and the US does not want to be late. But Denmark's warning, it is sobering. Danish officials say that the intelligence activity could mean political pressure. That's right. Or maybe something worse also. They are not saying invasion though, but they are no longer ruling anything out. And that silence speaks loudly now. Here's the big and the final question now. Is this about defense or dominance? Is Washington securing the Arctic or rewriting the rules with the allies? Because if alliances break under pressure, the Arctic will no longer stay cold for long.